I was on my way to PE when I accidentally spotted my husband at a mixer, playing couple games with the green tea princess. Crowds of classmates circled them, cheering. "You two are gorgeous. A match made in heaven. Bro, are you happy with her?" His childhood sweetheart's eyes were glued to him. And Adrian, living up to every expectation, only smiled faintly. "Cut it out." The MC joked that they should get married on the spot. They hugged like sugar couldn't melt. I fled in a panic, limping on my bad ankle. "Fine. You two are Destiny's favorites. So what am I? The legal wife." Chopped liver. The second Adrian walked through the door, he swept me up and pinned me to the soft couch. "Serena, I missed you so much." Finally off the clock. He buried his head in the curve of my neck and breathed me in, then parted his lips and dragged his tongue over my skin. Yep, still my sweet-smelling wife. The image of him wrapped around Stella flashed back and my stomach flipped. I shoved him off and stared. Ice cold. "Baby, you look sick." "Fever?" When his hand reached for my forehead, I slapped it away. He finally sensed the temperature in the room, pulled me into a hug, and crooned, mad because I was out too long and didn't text. "Little tantrum." Huh. He clung like a kid begging for candy, but I couldn't fake it another second. "Yeah. You must be exhausted. Get some sleep." I slammed the door behind me. He chased me into the hall. "Serena, what's with the attitude?" I wrapped up at the office and sprinted home. His righteous tone lit my fuse. "Office or Stella?" His eyes flicked. Realization dawned. Aww. My Serena's jealous. Cute. He moved in for another cuddle. I knew on paper I wasn't a perfect social match for Adrian, but that's no license to two-time. Be good. "I brought you something." He pulled a limited edition Lego from his pocket. I recognized it instantly. The mixer's grand prizes had been matching cord bracelets and one of those Legos. Only 3 in existence. I spotted a faint cord under his cuff. Had to be the bracelet, because seconds earlier Stella had posted on Instagram, "Won first place with my favorite person." The shot showed their clasped hands and the bracelet. Adrian still thought I was in the dark. He stripped the wrapper and set the Lego beside me. "Take it away." I swept it to the floor. "You and Stella play sweetheart games, score couple bracelets, and toss me the Lego. How thoughtful. Am I just a prop so you two childhood sweethearts can flirt? I get the souvenir?" He laughed. "Baby, you're adorable when you're jealous. I only see her as a kid sister." She wanted to check the event out. "I spotted the Lego you'd been hunting. Don't use me as cover. If you want Stella, say it." "Enough, Serena. I've told you 1,000 times. She's like a sister." I stood ramrod straight, face frozen. "Then let me make it easy, Adrian. Let's divorce." Color drained from his face. He hadn't seen it coming. "What did you say?" "Our secret marriage ends now." Endless people-pleasing had never bought equal return. When we first got together I was timid, terrified of angering him. Even when he was wrong I'd apologize for days. But everyone has a limit. The word divorce stunned him. "Serena, you're mad because I was with Stella? We promised tolerance. She's my sister. Can't you handle that? I snagged the Lego for you. Is that worth blowing up?" Somewhere along the line his attention had shifted. Most of it parked on Stella. "A gimp like me will never match you. Let's quit. Stop the drama. You're doing this for us, not for me and Stella." I figured Adrian couldn't read his own heart. Maybe he loved Stella and kept me as a trophy he couldn't toss. "Quit spiraling. We'll pretend tonight never happened. Don't run yourself down. You're perfect. And I'm sorry about your ankle." He stormed out, door crashing. Adrian's grad status at Riverdale School is only on paper. He'd already taken over Caldwell in college. We quietly got married my sophomore year. Thinking back to how we met still stings. Freshman year, free time and thin pockets pushed me into tutoring on Maple. The neighborhood sketchy after dark. I'd pedal straight back to campus. That night my bike crapped out. A guy lurched toward me. "Help, please, help me." The first time I saw Adrian, clean cut, harmless look, so I sneaked him into the tutoring office. We were the only ones left. He thought the coast was clear, until his trackers barged in. Terrified for both our lives, I dragged him toward brighter streets. I'd never sprinted that hard, but they kept coming. I dialed 911 and prayed. They cornered us. While they pounded Adrian, something in me snapped. I flung myself over him. The pipe meant for his ribs smashed my ankle instead. The injury that never fully healed. Caldwell security finally got us out. I ran into Adrian again at a campus job fair. I was a volunteer usher. He recognized me instantly and launched a no-holds-barred pursuit. I refused. Sure, he was driven by guilt, not love, until 2 years of doting wore me down. The more I learned, the clearer it felt. my background didn't reach his world. I once used that as a reason to break up. He refused, pinned me in a desperate grip, and marched me to City Hall the next morning. The Caldwells see me as the blot on Adrian's resume. A thank you could have come in endless safer forms: money, a plush job, but not marriage. Still, on every holiday I play the part, braving their cold shoulders for his sake. I knew the battle he fought just to make me his wife. I thought patience might buy acceptance, until Stella enrolled at Riverdale School the fall after her high school graduation and tore the whole picture apart. I was the one who went with Adrian to pick her up. The instant Stella saw Adrian, she dashed over and looped her arms around his neck. Adrian, I missed you so much. Watching the two of them, my mind flashed to the old cliche of the childhood sweetheart returning from abroad. Surely that tired, nauseating trope couldn't happen to me. Right when Stella noticed me, a flicker of displeasure crossed her eyes, one I didn't miss. So this is the wife. Caldwell told me you two got married. Which conglomerate does Big Sis come from? To catch our Adrian's eye, since my overbearing mother-in-law had already briefed her, there was no way she hadn't trash-talked my pedestrian background. A woman's sixth sense is razor-sharp. I disliked this girl from hello. Every glance she threw my way carried barbs. Those few days Adrian stayed on campus, something he almost never did. He helped Stella move into the dorm, filed her enrollment papers, walked her through every corner of the school as if they were the couple deeply in love. Coincidence of coincidences. Stella landed in the same marketing club as me. Adrian had never needed to come to school before. After work he always returned to the apartment we shared, but with Stella's arrival his campus visits multiplied. Sometimes he used me as the excuse. Yet the trunk was crammed with pastries Stella adored. When I sulked he'd say, "Serena, Stella's still a kid. Practically my little sister. She loves these treats. Don't be jealous. Besides, we agreed this is a secret marriage. We don't want people knowing." Once or twice I could stomach it, but when Stella perched on Adrian's lap, familiar as you please, when she straightened his tie or dabbed crumbs from the corner of his mouth, how was I supposed to bottle the fire inside me? I admit it. Adrian, I love you. You're the man I've poured my whole life into chasing, but I won't let that love strip away every last boundary. Adrian had suggested I join Caldwell straight after graduation, yet I refused to be the useless ornament perched on his arm, the canary he keeps in gilded wire. Behind his back I interviewed with a rival firm. The offer letter is already in my bag. The moment I graduate, I'm gone. At night we lie in the same bed, backs turned, worlds apart. I can't live like this anymore. Tears drip onto my pillow when a fuzzy head nestles against my shoulder. Wifey, can we cuddle? Does he curl up just this tenderly with Stella when I'm not looking? The thought alone makes his touch unbearable. Get away from me, Adrian. I've never spoken to him so crudely. I rarely spit out a single harsh syllable. Serena, I've spoiled you rotten lately, haven't I? I've apologized over and over. Why keep gnawing at me? One hand caged my throat, the other cupped the back of my head. He crushed my lower lip between his until he drew blood, only then letting go. Adrian, you bastard. I told you. I want a divorce. Serena, I told you. Whatever happens, we're bound for life. Every day that followed I served him iced words and divorce papers in duplicate, but nothing could make him sign. Today the college photo exhibition opened, and my best friend and I went to gawk. I spotted Stella in front of a collage wall, basking in classmates' flattery and blessings. Stella, you're so lucky, you actually snagged Riverdale's golden boy. Quick, let's buddy up to her. She'll be Caldwell's one day. Only then did I notice the giant photo at the center, Adrian and Stella standing amid candles, hands forming a heart. She in a white dress looked like a bride mid-proposal. This is that I just for show stunt Adrian told me about. My heart felt stabbed. I couldn't bear his indifference another second. Oh, if it isn't Senior Serena. Don't we look perfect together? Stella dragged me over the moment she saw me. Then came the sniper fire of sweetness-tipped insults. Honestly, marriage needs a perfect social match. Some people think a few chats with the prince turn them into royalty. Lindsay, Stella's loyal sidekick, joined the chorus. Lynn, hush. Even frogs deserve the right to gaze at the sky, though fate gives you what's yours and laughs at what you force. Some things just aren't in the cards. They were spelling it out. Adrian was out of my league. As I turned to leave, Stella leaned to my ear. Serena, guess how far Adrian and I have gone. When he's dating me he's so gentle. Wanna bet how many days until he divorces you? Then she shoved me hard and sauntered off, proud as a peacock. I swallowed my rage and headed back to class. Graduation is weeks away. I need to hand over my marketing duties. That afternoon I stopped by the club to finish paperwork. dark. To my surprise, half the members were there. I told them to keep meeting. Ignore me. Just tidy files if they wished. Sophomore Stella had leveraged connections to become president. Some tasks still required my signature. I was taking a calm sip of water when Lindsay suddenly slapped a folder against my chest. My bottle slipped, crashed, soaked my blouse. Lindsay, what the hell? My anger surged. I glared. Senior, I know job hunting is stressful, but you can't fob us off with sloppy records. I knelt, gathering every sheet. These document every event under my watch. Nothing missing. I've cleared it with Ryan. Take complaints to him. Ever since Stella entered marketing, she'd made my life a spreadsheet of headaches. I just wanted smooth sailing to graduation. You're the oldest member here. Of course the president covers for you, but we underlings pay the price. With Stella's family company hiring dozens of grads each year, nobody dared cross her. Enough. Lynn, don't hassle senior Serena. She's job hunting. Let's be understanding. Stella always played the benevolent queen bee, pure green tea witch. Oh, Stella. Who'd hire her? A country bumpkin with a bad ankle? Maybe your folks need a janitor. She could start right after commencement. The whole room watched Stella and Lindsay roast me. Silent. No one could afford to offend the princess. I stood, shoved Lindsay aside, but Stella behind me kicked my weak ankle. I screamed and hit the floor. Oops. Did your gimpy leg give out? Skip the career fair. Set out a bowl for tips instead. Their mockery scalded me. I wanted them dead. Ryan, the club president, finally stepped in. Sure, he feared the Sterling family, but he couldn't let this slide. He crouched, lifting my shoulders, afraid to move my leg. For no reason, Lindsay shrieked. Gross, senior. How could you do that in public? Then I heard Adrian's roar. Get off her, now. From where he stood it must have looked intimate. Ryan's arm around me. Adrian, you're here. Senior Serena has no shame. Flirting with the president in broad daylight? Yuck. I looked at Adrian's storm-dark face and felt zero urge to explain myself. After all, the innocent don't have to justify. Right now I was in so much pain that cold sweat kept dripping into my eyes. I couldn't care about anything else. Ryan had already shrunk into a corner. He couldn't afford to offend either Adrian or Stella. Who knew our Ice Queen Senior was this wild when no one's watching? Lindsay saw Adrian's expression curdle and kept fanning the flames. As an upper-class officer, you have to clamp down on people who act like they're above the rules. Adrian's face was black as midnight cloud cover, giving off a suffocating pressure. Serena, stand up. Get off the floor right now. I didn't move when I heard him. Of course I wanted to scramble up and flee this gossip pit, but my leg hurt so badly I couldn't budge an inch. My leg, it's killing me. Lindsay immediately shouted, the senior says she wants the president to carry her. What a flirt. No shame at all. Adrian started shaking with rage at Lindsay's taunt. Serena, get up this instant. I shut my eyes in defeat. The pain had stolen my voice. She means her leg hurts too much to move. A girl who couldn't take it anymore finally spoke up. We saw Lindsay and Stella kick her a minute ago. Her ankles already hurt. She really can't stand. Adrian flinched as if lightning had struck him. Only then did he remember the leg I'd ruined saving him from that beating. Out, everybody out. Now, because the bone might be fractured. No one was allowed to jostle me. After Ryan called the ambulance, Adrian cleared the room, driving every last gawker away. Adrian, do I have to leave too? Stella asked timidly. Let me stay. I can look after Serena. Stella, you get out too. It was the first time I'd ever seen Adrian bark at her. Before, whenever Stella played the baby sister and we argued, Adrian always took her side without fail. Wife, I'll stay with you the whole time. He clenched my hand so hard it trembled. But we weren't the same people we'd been a few years ago. Whatever love we'd had has been scraped clean by everything that's happened lately. Ouch. My foot hurts so bad. Adrian, help me. Stella's voice floated up the stairwell. Adrian dropped my hand at once and strode toward her. I lay abandoned on the tiles. Even though I couldn't get up from the pain, he still chose to let go. I watched him scoop Stella into his arms and head straight out. He seemed to have forgotten the wife he'd left behind. When I came to again, I was in a VIP suite. The moment Adrian saw my eyes flutter open, he rushed over. Sweetheart, you're awake. Drink some water. Your lips are cracked. I turned my face away, leaving his outstretched hand holding the cup in midair. Doctor just said the foot is in rough shape. You cannot bang it again. I wanted to tell him I hadn't walked into danger on my own. Every time it was because of you. Adrian, that Stella came after me. But what's the use of telling you? Would you even believe me? The day I was discharged, charged, I went straight home and began stuffing clothes into a suitcase to divorce Adrian. When he saw the luggage, his voice cracked with panic. Serena, quit the tantrum. Where would you even go? Back to a dorm? We're divorcing. Where I live is none of your business. I gave him an icy glance and kept folding shirts. I told you, divorce is off the table. Never happening. Perfect timing, Stella called. Adrian, marketing is throwing a little welcome back party for Serena. You have to come. He glanced at me. I'll RSVP for Serena, who said you could answer for me. My ankle blew up because of them. I marched over and yelled into the phone. Enough. Serena, have some mercy. Stella already apologized. What more do you want? I was the injured party, yet Adrian kept shielding Stella. Fine. Adrian, we're divorcing anyway. Plenty of room for your precious Stella. I dragged my suitcase out the door, eyes brimming. We'd lived in that apartment 2 years. I used to tease him, Caldwell, if we ever fight, don't kick me out or I'll be homeless. Prophetic words, here I was. Exactly that. Graduation was days away. Moving back into a dorm would be awkward, and my old bed had long been reassigned. I figured I'd start work right after commencement, so I rented a tiny studio near the Caldwell Tower. If I could hobble to graduation, life would steady itself. Next day Ryan hauled me to marketing. The excuse was an apology for the stairwell ambush. The truth was Stella wanted another round. Well, the limping senior returns. Your reputation's trash. Why show your face? Lindsay kept stabbing, and still nobody dared defend me. Relax, Lindsay. After graduation you could beg me to walk these halls, and I'd refuse. The ground you step on feels filthy. My sudden bite startled her. I usually swallowed insults in silence. Big deal. You've coasted on grades. In the real world, connections trump GPA. Planning to seduce Adrian with that gimp leg. Dream on, Toad. I snapped. My palm cracked across her cheek. You hit me. Shock flooded her face. Before she could steady herself, a second slap landed. Hit you. I'm disinfecting the air. Do you gargle sewage every morning? Spreading rumors is trash talk in kindergarten. Slander in court. Pick your poison. The whole marketing floor gawked for years, and they'd never seen Serena unsheathed. Stella loved verbal catfights. Real claws came out and she panicked. Somebody drag this witch away. No. Call 911. Give her a record. Ruin her job prospects. As Stella raised her phone, Adrian snatched it. Stella, are you done? Adrian, look, she's violent. She bullies classmates. I'm terrified. He looked at me and exhaled disappointment. Serena, don't take your spat with Stella out on everyone else. Adrian, are those eyes decorative? You didn't notice their little kick party last week. If you're not using the pair, donate them. My roar froze him. Something unreadable flashed in his gaze. Adrian's inner voice, damn, my wife's fury is gorgeous. Stella pouted. Gotta hand it to you. Serena, nobody talks to Adrian like that. Bold. I rolled my eyes at the enemy praise. If I weren't bold, I wouldn't have taken that bat swing for him and ended up half crippled. The room went still. The senior took a hit for Adrian. What exactly are they to each other? Adrian met my stare, emotion swirling. Let me set the record straight. Serena is my secret wife. Her foot was wrecked saving me, and I intend to cherish her for life. Applause and cheers erupted. I doused them with ice water. We are married, but we're about to divorce. From now on we're strangers. Please stop gossiping. I just want quiet. I'd only threatened divorce in private. Making it public rattled him. Ha! Ha! She's joking, no divorce, folks. He yanked me into the corridor. Serena, please, I'm begging you, stop this. I've only ever loved you. When I showed him I meant business, Adrian actually dropped to his knees at my feet and begged. Adrian, I admit it. I loved you, but every time you and Stella tangled up again, that love just evaporated. Ever since she came back. Have you trusted me once? When something goes wrong, you swallow whatever she tells you and then come lecture me. In my eyes, you don't love me anymore. Let's part on good terms and leave each other some dignity. I hadn't expected Stella and Lindsay to chase after me. Stella for her darling Adrian. Lindsay just tagging along. Adrian, how can you kneel to Serena? Get up. That cheap bitch doesn't deserve your knees. No one would believe that Adrian, proud, brilliant to the bone, would kneel to a country girl like me. Adrian, I didn't force you. You chose to stay on your knees. If you keep kneeling here where everyone can see, I might consider forgiving you. I'd meant it as a joke. I never thought the mighty CEO of Caldwell would swallow his pride and stay kneeling. Adrian, get up. If this gets out, the company's deals could tank. He didn't budge. Spine ramrod straight. Still kneeling at my feet. When Stella realized she couldn't move him, she started yanking his arm, utterly useless. Streams of people past and saw everything. Campus lit up with headlines. Ice cold senior kneels for graduating, domineering CEO chases little wife. The story even reached Adrian's mother. Soon he got a call from home. I knew exactly how big the fallout would be, but I wanted to see him compromise. Why should I always be the one giving in? A full 2 hours later, Adrian hadn't shifted an inch. He was still the man I'd loved. Eyes crimson, begging me like this. So I grabbed his hand and ran us out of there. The surrounding gossip vanished. The world narrowed to just us. The next morning the phone woke me. Adrian's mother wanted to meet. No mystery. It was an ambush. Caldwell was clearly coming for Adrian. What mother watches her son bullied without acting? When I arrived at the Caldwells, Caldwell cut straight to the point. Serena, let's be honest, our whole family dislikes you. We will never accept a woman like you. You're just after Adrian's money, using that life-saving favor to blackmail him. Name your price. The Caldwells will pay. I hadn't expected Stella to be there too, planted at Caldwell's side. Auntie, don't be angry. She's not worth it. Caldwell looked at Stella with pure delight. I'd heard that Stella's mother was Caldwell's best friend. The two had betrothed their kids while still pregnant. They'd shelved the idea when Stella turned out years younger, but now that the Sterling family's business kept sinking, the engagement was suddenly remembered. Caldwell, you'd better convince Adrian to divorce me. I'm sick of this marriage. My words floored Caldwell. Humph, my son isn't good enough for you. You think you're some kind of princess. We kept sparring until several Caldwell elders appeared, pressuring me to agree to divorce. Anything I wanted was mine. I said yes. The marriage was hollow anyway. Stella and the Caldwells danced like monkeys who dabbed on too much blush. Adrian must have heard I'd come. He drove back. Mom, what are you all doing? Seeing the house festooned in red lanterns, Adrian frowned. Adrian, Serena's finally agreed to divorce you. We're celebrating to sweep away the bad luck. The word divorce blackened his face. Who forced Serena to divorce? I've said it hundreds of times. My wife will only ever be Serena. Stella burst into tears. Adrian, if you don't divorce, what happens to us? I truly love you. Shut up. Even if every other woman on earth vanished, I'd never marry you. That day Adrian severed ties with his family. He raced to my new complex, broke through the door, and pinned me against the wall. Serena, don't divorce me. Okay, I know I was wrong. Do whatever you want to me. Just don't leave. That night Adrian took me again and again until I passed out. Only then did he stop. Next morning I heard the Sterling had imploded. Then came news that Stella and Lindsay had been arrested. Someone had handed over footage of the day I was hurt. You could clearly see Stella kick my bad ankle from behind. Not hard to guess Adrian's hand in it. He more or less placed me under house arrest. The minute work ended he was back beside me. I'm an orphan. Without him I honestly don't know where I'd go. I'd already made him my only family. One day while shopping we ran into Stella again. Since her family's bankruptcy, she'd lost all shine. Right then some woman was dragging her by the hair. Come see, everyone, this shameless homewrecker. Brother, to your face. Darling, the behind your back. Textbook bimbo. I glanced at Adrian. He stayed detached, as if the scene had nothing to do with him. He pulled me away. Stella must have spotted him. Adrian, help me, help. Her cries vanished in the crowd, and I docilely went home with him. Maybe I can never really escape Adrian. Adrian's perspective. I love Serena. Bone deep, soul deep. I was born without freedom, while cousins still snapped Lego blocks together. I was already grinding English. A little older and they shipped me to boot camp so no one could poison me. For 20 solid years not one day was easy. Even sleep was a battle. That day I left campus and felt someone tailing me. I tried losing them down a side alley, but I was outnumbered. Too many pros. I sprinted through the lanes. It was the first time I met Serena. Without her I'd have died that night, tiny as she was. Serena had iron endurance and the purest heart I'd ever seen. She hauled me along Maple until they caught us. They could have beaten me to death. I only feared dragging her down. Their target was me. Yet the fool girl threw herself over my body. I hadn't felt anyone protect me in years. But damn it, Serena's bad ankle was born that night. At the job fair, I learned she was at Riverdale School. Fate handed me my chance. From the day we parted, I dreamed every night of her small frame and massive courage. First I used, repaying the favor, to edge closer. Finally, I lured the little rabbit in. Once she discovered who I was, she wanted to break up. That night I forced her, no regrets. And the next morning we filed for a secret marriage. Stella's return shattered the peace. I knew her schemes. I thought she'd be nothing more than seasoning between Serena and me. I never expected Serena to take it for real. Maybe sometimes I went too far. When she said a divorce, I panicked. I could not lose her, while she punished me on my knees. I cared only whether she was happy. Whether her anger cooled, onlookers meant nothing. To save our cracking marriage, I personally dismantled the Sterling Empire. But the rift only widened. Serena kept trying to leave, so I placed her under gentle arrest. It's the only way she'll stay with me forever.